been outside, you are going to want to bundle up.
That's all I do this time of year is grunt, and I say, ugh, ugh, it's so cold. Well, how about staying inside tonight, maybe lighting up the fireplace, popping some popcorn, watching a movie, or heading out to the movies?
Yeah, Toledo Free Press film editor James A. Molnar joins us this morning with some great movie reviews.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yes, if you're not cold enough already, you can get kind of bone-chilled scared at the box office this weekend with the fifth movie in the franchise of Paranormal Activity. This one is called Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones. It was supposed to come out for Halloween, but they delayed it a little bit, and now we get to see it this Friday. A recent high school graduate gets a camera and kind of documents his adventures. There's a dead woman who died next door. He kind of checks out her basement and finds out that there's some paranormal activity happening in her basement. And Ashley, you said that you saw the first Paranormal Activity and you didn't quite.
I could not sleep for a week. I'm telling you, I love scary movies, but that was just one that I could have done without seeing.
And
It
see,
was
I don't
just
know
really
what
frightening.
any of this paranormal stuff is about. It looks like it's almost trying to look like a reality situation.
It basically is. And that's kind of how it's been so successful and why there have been so many of these.
Is it kind of like the new form of the Blair Witch Project type of
In
thing?
a sense, yeah. It's different.
But you don't have that camera movement like the Blair Witch had. It's easier to keep up, I think, in the Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, you'll still get a little of the shaky camera and whatnot, but overall, yes. If this is your kind of genre that you like, you're going to enjoy this. It's a little bit different, a little more of a Latino flair in this movie, and they kind of take it out of the bedroom and kind of put it in the community. And so it'll be an interesting movie to see, but I will be staying away from this movie.
Yeah, because you're not a scary movie lover. Are you able to give it any stars then?
No.
No
but
stars on this one.
Yes.
Okay. What else do we have?
We have The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I previewed this last week for you guys, and I went and saw it. And you know what? I enjoyed this movie. Ben Stiller directs himself in this movie. Also, as you see with Kristen Wiig, she plays a very nice kind of his love interest in this movie. And he's kind of a daydreamer. He almost has maybe a medical issue where he just kind of blanks out and spaces out, and it is interesting. He plays a photo editor at Life magazine, and he has to find a kind of a picture, and he has to kind of go on an adventure to find it. And it's an enjoyable movie. It kind of aims high. Yeah, it's kind of a comedy, I would say, comedy drama, a PG, so you could take your kids. And overall, I would say not too bad. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. It aims a little high and doesn't quite meet up for what it aims to achieve, but overall, not too bad.
Right.
And then our next movie is The Wolf of Wall Street. This one you should not take your kids to. You could also name this movie kind of gratuitous or excessive because there are overlong speeches by, as you see here, Leonardo DiCaprio. He plays real-life Jordan Belfort, who was a stockbroker, wrote a memoir on which this movie is based. Martin Scorsese. This is 3 hours long, so if you are looking for kind of...
It better be good to keep me there for 3 hours,
It will definitely keep you interested. It's a potpourri of drugs, sex, nudity, alcohol, money, so it definitely is interesting and entertaining. This is not a movie for everyone. There are a few people in the screening that did walk out halfway through, or even toward the beginning, because they didn't quite realize what they were going to get themselves into.
And meaning, why would someone walk out so early on?
There's a lot of profanity, a lot of nudity.
My grandma does that. My grandma does that. She'll walk right out.
So I would say probably
not a movie
Graham
for her.
Andrews does not want to go to this movie and see this. But if you stick through it, I do think it is entertaining. Some great acting by Jonah Hill there, as well as Leonardo DiCaprio.
So just know what you're getting yourself into before you go.
I would. I wasn't a huge fan. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. Not a huge fan. I thought it was a little long. It probably could have been chopped down to about 2.5 hours.
All right, James A. Molnar, thank you so much for reviewing those movies for us so we can head out to the theater.
Well, with this cold weather this weekend might be the perfect time to catch a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay indoors and enjoy a cool film. We have Toledo Free Press film editor James A. Molnar joining us this morning with a couple of tips on some things you could head out and see. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, if you want to get a little chilly, there is a scary movie in theaters that will kind of chill you to the bone, even indoors. This is Paranormal Activity's kind of spin-off. They called The Marked Ones. This is about people being marked. Kind of think of this as Paranormal Activity. This is the fourth or fifth in the franchise. I've forgotten. There's been so many. This was actually supposed to come out around Halloween, but they wanted to put a little bit more production value into this movie, so they held it until now. And so if you're kind of a fan of Paranormal Activity, this one's supposed to be pretty good, kind of a different take on the genre. But this is about a recent high school graduate who gets a brand new camera, and he films kind of his experience of being a kind of a marked one, and that also comes with some special powers and abilities. And so this is going to be a little scary for you, and I tend to avoid all those scary movies because I like to sleep at night.
Right.
So
I'm not kidding. The first Paranormal Activity, I did not sleep well for a full week. It just...
Well, isn't there a scene? There's a scene like in the bedroom too.
Yes,
So
it was terrifying.
Whoa.
All right, well, let's move right along.
Yes, please. Let's move on. The next one, I did talk about these last week, but I wanted to give you my full review of them. The first one is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. This one stars and is directed by Ben Stiller. He works at Life magazine, and he's in charge of the photo negatives. And one comes up missing, and this is the one that they think would be the best picture for the final issue of Life magazine. And so he kind of has to go and find the photographer, played by Sean Penn, and figure out where that is. This is I did enjoy this movie. Kristen Wiig is very, very nice in this movie as kind of his love interest, and Ben Stiller is pretty good too. So I don't think it kind of hits all the marks that it aspires to hit, because it's kind of one of those movies that aims high, but I did give it 3 out of 5 stars. It is enjoyable. You can actually take your kids to it. It's PG.
Oh, a family movie.
Yes.
Okay,
probably not taking them to the next movie, however.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And you said that you saw this movie as well.
Yes, very racy.
Yes, so this one is the Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese's next film, his follow-up to Hugo. And this is all about excess and kind of gratuitous sex, nudity, no violence here, but lots of money, lots of drugs, alcohol, sex, nudity. So if you can get through that, and you can get through the 3-hour time, it is kind of a fun ride. Overall, I'm not sure exactly that I learned anything from this movie. So I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. I'm not. It's just I didn't find
But
it.
a great cast that does a lot
absolutely.
of great
Some great acting in
actors in
this
there,
movie.
yeah.
Some of the scenes, I will say, very captivating, but you walk away not quite sure what you just saw.
I would say that is
Yeah.
probably a good assessment.
Thank you so much for joining
problem.
us. It's always a good time to go to the movies, and especially with this cold weather.